An emergency fund is a financial safety net designed to cover unexpected expenses or financial emergencies. These can include medical emergencies, car repairs, home repairs, or unexpected job loss. The primary goal of an emergency fund is to provide a buffer that protects individuals from incurring debt or derailing their long-term financial plans when faced with unforeseen financial challenges. So, let's get started. Understanding emergency funds. Welcome to a mode where life meets style. If you're looking for a place to unwind, learn, and grow, hit that subscribe button and join our incredible community. Financial stability refers to the ability to meet regular financial obligations and manage unforeseen expenses without experiencing significant stress or hardship. It involves having a reliable income, controlled expenses, and a solid financial plan that includes savings for emergencies. Financial security extends beyond stability to encompass the assurance that one's financial resources are sufficient to cover not only current needs, but also future goals and potential emergencies. It includes having savings, investments, and insurance that collectively provide a safety net against financial uncertainties. How an emergency fund contributes to financial stability. Life is unpredictable, and emergencies can arise at any time. These could be medical emergencies, car repairs, home maintenance issues, or unexpected travel needs. An emergency fund provides the necessary resources to handle these expenses without disrupting your regular budget or financial plans. Without an emergency fund, individuals may resort to using credit cards or taking out loans to cover unexpected costs. These debt options often come with high interest rates, which can lead to a cycle of debt that is hard to escape. By having an emergency fund, you can pay for these expenses upfront and avoid accumulating high-interest debt. An emergency fund helps maintain overall financial health by ensuring that you can meet your financial obligations even when faced with unforeseen expenses. This prevents late payments, penalties, and damage to your credit score, which are critical aspects of financial stability. An emergency fund safeguards your long-term savings and investments. In the absence of an emergency fund, you might be forced to dip into retirement accounts, education funds, or other long-term savings to cover unexpected expenses. This can result in penalties, taxes, and lost growth potential. An emergency fund ensures that these long-term savings remain intact and continue to grow. Knowing that you have a financial safety net in place provides peace of mind and reduces stress. This psychological benefit allows you to focus on other important aspects of life, knowing that you are prepared for financial emergencies. This sense of security can lead to better decision-making and improved overall well-being. An emergency fund provides flexibility in your financial planning. It allows you to take calculated risks, pursue new opportunities, and make significant life changes such as career shifts or further education without the immediate pressure of financial instability. This flexibility can lead to better long-term outcomes and greater financial security. Job loss, reduced work hours, or other income disruptions can be financially devastating. An emergency fund provides a financial cushion that can help you cover essential expenses while you search for new employment or adjust to a lower income level. This resilience ensures that you can maintain your standard of living and avoid making hasty decisions out of financial desperation. Building and maintaining an emergency fund. Begin by calculating your essential monthly expenses, including housing, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance, and debt payments. Aim to save 3 to 6 months' worth of these expenses, or more if you have dependents or work in a volatile industry. Adjust your budget to include regular contributions to your emergency fund. Automate these contributions to ensure consistency and take advantage of any unexpected windfalls, such as tax refunds or bonuses, to boost your savings. Store your emergency fund in a liquid account, such as a high-yield savings account or a money market account, where you can easily access the funds when needed. Periodically review your emergency fund to ensure it still meets your needs. As your expenses and financial situation change, you may need to adjust the size of your fund. An emergency fund is a cornerstone of financial stability and security. It provides a cushion against unexpected expenses, helps avoid high-interest debt, and protects long-term savings. The peace of mind and flexibility it offers are invaluable, allowing you to navigate life's uncertainties with confidence. By building and maintaining an emergency fund, you can ensure a more secure and stable financial future. How much should be in an emergency fund? An emergency fund is a crucial component of a sound financial plan, providing a safety net that can help you navigate unexpected financial challenges. Determining the right amount to set aside in an emergency fund depends on various factors, including your individual circumstances, lifestyle, and financial obligations. While the exact amount needed in an emergency fund varies from person to person, general guidelines suggest. Most financial experts recommend saving enough to cover 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. This range strikes a balance between providing a sufficient cushion and being a manageable savings goal for most people. Essential expenses to consider would be housing like rent or mortgage payments, property taxes, and insurance. Utilities includes electricity, water, gas, internet, and phone bills. Food would include groceries and dining out. Transportation expenses like car payments, fuel, insurance, and maintenance, public transportation costs. Insurance would include health, auto, home, and life insurance premiums. Debt payments would be minimum payments on credit cards, student loans, and other debt. Other essentials like childcare, medical expenses, and any other mandatory costs. If you have a steady job with consistent income, a 3-month emergency fund may be sufficient. If your income is irregular, such as with freelance or commission-based work, aim for 6 months or more to cover periods of low earnings. Those in stable industries with low unemployment rates may require a smaller emergency fund. Those in industries prone to layoffs or with high turnover rates should consider a larger emergency fund. If you have dependents, particularly children or elderly parents, you should aim for the higher end of the recommended range or even beyond 6 months of expenses. If you and your family are generally healthy and have good health insurance, you may need a smaller fund. If you have ongoing medical conditions or high out-of-pocket medical expenses, consider a larger emergency fund. With minimal debt, you can allocate less to your emergency fund. If you have significant debt obligations, ensure your emergency fund is robust enough to cover these payments in case of income disruption. If you have other savings or liquid assets that can be accessed in an emergency, you might need a smaller dedicated emergency fund. If your emergency fund is your sole financial safety net, aim for a larger fund. Building an emergency fund. Begin by calculating your essential monthly expenses, including rent or mortgage payments, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance, and debt payments. Aim to save enough to cover 3 to 6 months of these expenses. If your income is unstable or you have dependents, consider saving for a longer period, such as 6 to 12 months. Use a budgeting tool to track your monthly income and expenses. This will help you identify areas where you can cut back and allocate more money towards your emergency fund. Establish a realistic monthly savings target for your emergency fund. This should be a fixed amount that you can consistently save without causing financial strain. Review your spending habits and identify non-essential expenses that can be reduced or eliminated. This might include dining out, entertainment, subscriptions, and impulse purchases. Redirect the money saved from cutting back on discretionary spending into your emergency fund. Arrange for automatic transfers from your checking account to a dedicated savings account. Direct any unexpected income, such as tax refunds, work bonuses, monetary gifts, or other windfalls, into your emergency fund. This can significantly accelerate your savings progress. If you receive a raise or bonus at work, consider allocating a portion of it towards your emergency fund. Consider taking on a part-time job or freelance work to earn extra income. Use this additional income to contribute to your emergency fund. Sell items you no longer need or use, such as clothing, electronics, or furniture, and deposit the proceeds into your emergency fund. Regularly review your emergency fund to ensure you are on track to meet your savings goal. Adjust your budget and savings plan as necessary. If your financial situation improves, such as a salary increase or reduction in expenses, consider increasing your monthly contributions to your emergency fund. Where to keep your emergency fund? Deciding where to keep your emergency fund is crucial, as the goal is to balance accessibility, security, and growth potential. The right place to store your emergency fund ensures that the money is available when you need it, while also preserving its value. Your emergency fund should be easily accessible in case of urgent need. This means keeping it in a liquid account where you can quickly withdraw the money. A high-yield savings account is a popular choice for emergency funds because it offers easy access to your money while earning interest. These accounts may offer higher interest rates than traditional savings accounts and still provide easy access to your funds. Avoid accounts or investments that have withdrawal penalties or require significant time to access funds. Do not invest your emergency fund in stocks, mutual funds, or other investments that carry risk and could lose value. The primary goal is to preserve capital and ensure availability. The safety of your emergency fund is paramount. Ensure the account you choose is backed by a reputable financial institution to protect your money. While the primary goal is accessibility and security, earning some interest on your emergency fund can help counteract inflation and grow your savings. Choosing the right place to keep your emergency fund involves balancing accessibility, security, and potential interest earnings. By carefully selecting the appropriate account, you can safeguard your emergency fund and maintain financial stability and peace of mind. Maintaining and replenishing your emergency fund. It's not enough just to build an emergency fund, you also need to maintain and replenish it to ensure it remains effective over time. This involves regular monitoring, strategic replenishment, and adjusting the fund as your financial situation changes. Regularly check your emergency fund balance to ensure it meets your current needs. Conduct an in-depth review of your emergency fund annually to assess if the amount is still adequate based on any changes in your financial situation, expenses, or income. Major life events such as getting married, having children, buying a home, or changing jobs can impact your financial needs. Reevaluate and adjust your emergency fund accordingly to cover new or increased expenses. Adjust your emergency fund periodically to account for inflation. The cost of living tends to rise over time, so ensure your fund keeps pace with these changes. Establish clear criteria for what constitutes an emergency. Only use the fund for genuine unexpected expenses such as medical emergencies, urgent home or car repairs, or sudden job loss. Practice financial discipline by resisting the temptation to dip into your emergency fund for non-essential expenses. Keep your emergency fund separate from other savings to avoid easy access and impulsive spending. If you need to use your emergency fund, make replenishing it a top financial priority. Resume regular contributions as soon as possible and direct any extra income towards rebuilding the fund. Temporarily adjust your budget to allocate more towards your emergency fund. Cut back on discretionary spending or reallocate funds from other savings goals to replenish your emergency savings quickly. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your emergency fund to ensure consistent contributions. Automating your savings helps maintain discipline and ensures regular replenishment. If your employer offers direct deposit, consider having a portion of your paycheck deposited directly into your emergency fund. Use any unexpected income, such as tax refunds, bonuses, or monetary gifts, to boost your emergency fund. These windfalls can significantly accelerate the replenishment process. Consider taking on additional work or side gigs to generate extra income. Direct this additional income towards your emergency fund to help rebuild it faster. Even if your emergency fund is fully funded, continue making regular contributions to account for inflation, life changes, and to maintain the habit of saving. Small, consistent contributions can help keep your fund healthy and growing. As your income grows, consider increasing the amount you contribute to your emergency fund. This will help ensure that your fund keeps pace with your lifestyle and financial needs. Tips for long-term maintenance. Keep your emergency fund in a separate, dedicated savings account. Consider using a high-yield savings account or money market account to store your emergency fund. These accounts offer better interest rates than traditional savings accounts, helping your fund grow over time. Maintain a comprehensive budget that includes regular contributions to your emergency fund. Ensure your budget is flexible enough to accommodate changes in your financial situation. Set specific goals for your emergency fund, such as reaching a certain amount by a specific date. Having clear goals can motivate you to stay disciplined and focused on maintaining and replenishing your fund. Understanding how to manage, maintain, and grow your emergency fund is crucial for long-term financial security. Stay informed about changes in the economy, job market, and your personal circumstances. Adapt your emergency fund strategy as needed to ensure it remains effective. Consistent financial planning, budgeting, and education will help you maintain a healthy emergency fund and safeguard your financial future. To sum up, an emergency fund is a critical component of a sound financial strategy. It provides security, reduces stress, and ensures that you can handle unexpected expenses without compromising your financial future. By assessing your expenses, setting a savings goal, and consistently contributing to your fund, you can build a robust financial safety net that protects you and your family in times of need. So ladies, how did you build the emergency fund? We'd love to hear your thoughts, strategies, and experiences in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in, and if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more discussions.